So why did stocks take a dive today? A lot of people say it was China. Joining us now to talk about it is Kenny Polcari, managing partner at Case Capital Advisors, and Jack Bouroudjian, chairman of Global Smart Commodity Group. Gentlemen, great to see you. Thank you for being here. Talk about China. Jack, I remember a tweet of your, back then they were called tweets. I don't know what they're called now, but February 2020, just as we were beginning to get hints of the depth of this pandemic, you sent out a tweet saying, "This is scary. It seems the entire Chinese economy has stopped." You saw it before a lot of people did. Of course, we're not facing, thank God, another pandemic right now, but is China getting into that dangerous territory where it seems to be stopping again?
Yeah, it is, as a matter of fact. You know, one of the things I compare it to is what happened to Japan in the 1990s, when we saw deflation really grab hold of the economy. But more importantly, we're starting to see real cracks. Look at what's happening within the real estate sector. You know, and the one thing that I always try to remind people is that they are a communist country.
Yes.
Keep that in mind. You know, people keep forgetting the fact that, you know, and I heard people talking about we're relying on China because we're going to see earnings start to flourish because China's going to open up. And I kept telling them, you're relying on a communist country for our future? That's not the right way to think.
Absolutely. And Kenny, the point is that because they're a communist dictatorship, their way, for example, to deal with bad news is just to censor it. So they had this bad news about the unemployment among young people. 1/5 of young people in the Chinese economy are unemployed. 1/5, huge number. So guess what? The way to deal with it, they're not giving out the data anymore. They're just canceling the bad news.
Which is exactly the problem with China and why I don't know about you, Jack, but I don't go to, I don't invest in China. I think there are too many other places in this world to put your money than to get into, like you just said, a communist nation that can change the rules at any moment, right? And to your point, they just cancel the news that they don't want anyone to hear, and they shut you out from things they don't want you to know, and it's baloney.
Well, factory growth is reaching that zero level, Jack. It's going down to practically zero. Of course, again, there's statistics, you never know what to believe. But if it's going down that far and we know about it, it's probably going down even further. How will that affect American companies that deal with it?
Well, in two ways. One, to see deflation be actually exported into our country here. We could see basically a dump of goods and services coming into our country, and we got to be very careful about that.
Well, hold on, because a lot of people would say, Jack, would say, well, that's a good thing. That would get our inflation down a little bit. It would give the consumer more options, to which you say what?
Well, which I say, you know, when you start to see dumping of product, wholesale dumping of product, it's not good. All right, that's not competitive. What that is the result of a dictatorship, and that's exactly what we might end up seeing. The other thing that we're starting to see, David, and this is important, are the bond vigilantes coming out here in the U.S., all right? And now that might be also a result of what's happening in China, what's happening with the yuan, what's happening with the ruble. The bond vigilantes were dormant for years and years. And I mentioned this on Larry's radio show the other day. We'll start to see real action in the 10-year, in the 30-year. And this is very disturbing because this is telling you that there are cracks, not only in China, but here also.
Well, let's talk about the cracks here, Kenny, because as Larry says, in the past 5 quarters, the GDP in the United States is under 1%. I mean, we are really entering into serious contraction territory. We've heard it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf, though. The more you say it, the more people think, we're getting away with it. Are we getting away with it? Will we venture into a recession?
I think we are going to get into recession. I mean, I think it's amazing that they've actually pushed it out this far. I suspected that we should have been there already, but that doesn't mean I don't think it's coming, right? I think they've succeeded in pushing it. I think it happens in early 2024, if not late in 2023. You're going to start to see it. We're seeing it a little more and more. Look, today's retail sales number, they were all celebrating because it was up 1%. Right. Guess what? It's just forcing people to spend more to buy less is really what that number is.
Well,
that's
meanwhile,
not a good statistic.
A one-year treasury will get you a 5.36% yield. So a nice place to park your money. Gentlemen, we've got to leave it there.